Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to look at the new Nomad release, and I have it here, and guess what? Sometimes whenever I receive PR in, I always want to get palettes swatched and the photos taken of eyeshadows that are untouched and the whole packaging and everything. But the bad part about that is that I don't get first impressions of opening up and revealing the color story together. And so this time I decided to not touch the palette, and so we're going to get first impressions together, and then I'll just stop and I'll go take my pictures and then come back, and you guys won't even know a thing because I'll be back and you won't even know it. So
the wonderful thing of editing, there's not too many wonderful things with editing if you know me, but that's one wonderful thing with editing.
We're going to look at this palette together. I've only seen a couple of little sneak peeks online, and so I don't really know. I know that there's multi-chromes in it, but I have no idea what this palette's going to look like. I just know that my background matches this launch, and so I'm super excited. If you're new here, welcome. I am so glad that you're here. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell. Whenever I do the reveal of the Nomad launches, I do this little thing called, is it going to make it to my top 5? Okay, so I have 5 palettes in no particular order because I can't number them because they're all like my babies. Okay, I can't do that. But I do have my top 5, my 5 favorites, and so what I do is I see if this palette's going to knock out one of my top 5s. With the multichromes, I'm thinking it's probably going to do it because, you know, this one is in here and it's got the multichromes, and I am just loving this palette. So yeah, as you can tell, I love this palette, but it could possibly knock out some of these other ones. I don't know. We won't know till we open it together. So let's just jump right into it, okay? And look at this palette. You always get a card that explains the destination. And I am revealed with the destination the same time you are. I don't know the destination. You don't know the destination because this is being filmed before they've even announced it. And so this is the Southern Hemisphere in New Zealand. Oh, that's so cool. Look at this card. The one thing that Nomad knows how to do like no other is packaging and details to packaging. And it's just, their quality is amazing. Their details are amazing. The theme is amazing. They give back to the communities that they do. Their inspirations from the area, they give back to something that ties into that place that they are visiting for these palettes and the inspiration. Just no other brand out there like this. If this palette looks anything like this card does, I am going to be super excited. So here is what the outside of the palette looks like. So let's just take a look at this together, and I will get this open. Once again, talking about attention to detail. Even the inside of their palette boxes are designed. Love that. Attention to detail wins so many points with me. You guys, oh my goodness, look at that palette.
Like, you almost think that Nomad just saw one of my videos and they're like, you know what, that's what we're going to make our palette look like. No, I'm kidding.
These palettes take so long to create, I guarantee you. They had their palette in the making way before I even put up my background. But you know, I could just say that anyways, you know. The reveal, you guys, the reveal. I'm so excited. Okay, let's take a little peek. Okay. There it is, guys. There it is. Oh my goodness, you guys. Oh, the shades are gorgeous. The multi-chromes, and you guys can see the shift. Oh my goodness. Like, you've got really a great little combination of what the packaging looks like. Like, if you take all those colors from the packaging and you put it into the shadows, that's what you got. I love this. Okay, so as promised, I'll be right back. You won't know a thing. I'm going to go swatch and take pictures of this. But I was so excited to reveal this with you and get the first look with you guys because that's special too, right? I get to see it at the same time you guys are seeing it. Kind of.
You get to see me see it for the first time, and we're seeing it at the same time.
Not always like this, just most of the time. All right, guys, I'll be right back. Okay, guys, it's a new day, new hair, everything, new clothes. Just to explain, I had a treatment that day. I really wasn't feeling myself. I wasn't feeling well. And I was like, after I got done doing the swatches and the photos and everything, I was like, you know what? I need to start this on a new day because I am so excited about this palette that I just wanted to feel well to do it. Anybody relate when you're doing something that you absolutely love, you kind of want to feel good when you do it. So I'm so glad I did that. Today's a new day. I'm feeling better. And so let's jump into this. I'm so excited. Okay, I did all the swatches and that is what you've already seen in this video. And so now we just get to get into the look. I think for my first look, I went with the black and the dark with the multi-chrome over top. So that's where I think I want to go with this look. But before I do, let's go over about the top 5 to see if this one is going to beat it out after I get done with the look. We'll go over that at the end. Let's go over what my top 5 is and what it has its work cut out to do. Of course, I already kind of gave you a sneak peek of this one. This has the multi-chromes in it. This is the Royal Europe. This is a fantastic palette with some amazing multi-chromes. This is a well-loved palette. No judgment on the messiness, okay? And just in case you're wondering if there's any in here that are pretty close to each other as far as color goes, I have already swatched the two just to see. And I would say the closest ones is you have Auckland Stardome, and the closest one in this palette is the Ballroom. And as you can see, one is definitely a lighter tone than the other. This is more of a pinky tone. This is more of a purple tone. Definitely not an exact dupe, just close to that one. The other one that I saw that was pretty similar, but definitely not the same, is the little purple here. And then we have Buckingham Palace. And as you can say, this is definitely a pink tone purple, and this is a blue tone purple. So they may look kind of similar in the palettes, but on the eyes, they're going to look completely different. As far as the multi-chromes go, some of them look like, yeah, maybe in the pan, but nothing like it whenever it's swatched. So Royal Treasure, which is this one here. Closest in this pan here would be this one right here. And as you can tell, this one has more of a sparkle and this one has more of the mirror shine. They're different and they reflect different on the eyes. So I wanted to show you that really quickly as I go through this because, you know, of course I was playing around as I was doing my swatches. And so Royal Europe is, like I said, no particular order, and I don't number them. They're just in my top 5. Top 5 all-time Nomad palettes. That's what's in here. Royal Europe with the multi-chromes. Ghost Town USA. I love this palette. Cool tone goodness. Ooh, yum. You have some neutrals. You have these bluish gray cool tones. You have these greenish gold. Yummy palette. I love cool tone. And then the packaging, but beautiful inside as well. But this is the Verona palette. I love that it opens up like this. And then you have this pinky orange side, reds, pinks, oranges, and then you have the dark grungy blues, grays, purplish tones. Just yummy, yummy goodness. If you're not aware of Nomad's formula, amazing formula. When I started out collecting Nomad, their formula was wonderful, but now it is phenomenal. They have done some tweaking on their mattes and on their shimmers, and chef's kiss. And then if you're on my Instagram, if you're not, it's at Debutante. Go check that out. I have a picture of me taking this on my little trip with my son, and that is the Snow Lodge palette, Whistler Snow Lodge. And this, it's winter, nailed down in a palette. And then the Okabonga. This is when I'm feeling like I need some warm tones. This is my ultimate neutral palette, because my neutral palette has to have greens in it. I do love me a neutral olive green, some cool tones, some warm tones. It just has it all in here. See, this is the hard part. Okay, you think that it's easy, but it's really not easy, because if these are my top 5, they're my top 5 for a reason. So if I want to add this one to my top 5, I got to kick one of these out. And the pressure's on, because I got to do a look that I love to determine whether or not I'm going to want to kick out one of the 5. Let's just get it going. I'm going to play some music for you guys to listen to. Hopefully it's some music that you enjoy, and then I will be right up close to the camera so that you can see what I'm doing on my eyes. And wait until the end, because at the end, we're going to determine whether or not it made the cut. So I will see you in a few. this is the final look. I decided to do some little gemstones and do a whole little space look. I love how this turned out. Oh my goodness. These shadows are amazing. And yes, I just really went all out with this look. I love it so much. I got these little gemstones in here recently and I was like, you know what? Let's make a kind of like a space-esque with the swirls. Like what I was picturing is like, you know, the swirl, well, kind of like that with the swirls, but then the stars are around and everything. So yes. And this shifts, like it has an orange to pink to purplish gold all in one. It's so stunning. Let me go over a little bit about what all I used off camera and then we'll see if it's going to beat out one of the top 5 and then we'll see which one if it is. So let's take a look. Going over a little bit about what I used off of camera. I ended up using the Haus Labs foundation and I set it with my Anastasia Dewy setting spray. Love that combo. And then underneath, I did use a little bit of this mascara for the underneath, and that is the ColourPop in shade Swell Season. I used on my lips, I am using a Jaclyn Hill lippy. It's kind of red, but I also had the Fêtes de Provence collection gloss that I knew I wanted to top over top of that because it's very vampy, but then you add this to it and gives it a little bit of that pink sparkle. And for my lashes, I am using my Lund Beauty lashes, and I made this little, well, I didn't make it, but I got this little lash book and then I made a label and put Lund Beauty on there. And so these are all my Lund Beauty. And I do have some that didn't fit all in here in a second one that I'll put some other brands in there along with it. But all my Lund Beauties, and then I have them all organized with my little label makers with all the names of the different styles. And the ones that I picked out today are the Amy's. And on this look, the one thing that I do want to point out, I absolutely love this whenever this is a bonus in a palette that I love, is when I can use other shades for other things. I use this as my blush. Beautiful. And then I use this for my highlighter. And then I use it in the top part there. And so my highlighter, all out of this palette. I love when I can do that because that means this is going to be an amazing travel companion. And so is it going to make my top 5? It is. I've got to get one out of the top 5. And I don't know what it's going to be. I know I already have a multi-chrome one, but I feel like this one is so different from this one that it's a good companion palette. So this one is going in the top 5. It's going over here. I know I'm keeping the Royal Europe, and I know I'm keeping this one. I'm keeping the New Zealand Stargazing. I'm going to. So let's take a look. Love the packaging on this one, and I love the cool tone. And it has like 3 totally different stories, and there's abilities to do so many different types of looks with this. And so that's gonna be hard pressed to kick out the Verona. The only thing is I'm just thinking the Verona, I do have some of those similar on the cool tone within these other cool tone with the Ghost Town USA one. This one's got to stay. This one's got to stay. And this one has got to stay. These are my warm tone. Yeah, I kind of do have some reddish tones and pink tones in that one. It's going to kick out the Verona. Only because I have these, I think, kind of similar, like the cool tones and stuff in these other palettes. And then the other reds and pinks I also have in some of the other palettes. So that's hard. That's hard because I love this palette, the packaging and everything. So wow, I can't believe this one's going to be out of my top 5. It's going to have to go into 6. I don't know. But so guys, here's my top 5. Royal Europe is still going strong. This one is coming for its place. Okay, we're going to do some more looks with this, so we'll see. And then my Ghost Town, it's staying. This is my tried and true. I just love this palette so much, and it has my special shade in there, and it's sticking in that top 5. And then when I'm feeling a warm moment, I'm going to break out this bad boy. So, oh my goodness, guys. There's my top 5. Tell me what you think of my top 5. Would you done something different? Is there a different Nomad palette that you think should be in my top 5? Tell me down in the comments section. Let me know if you guys like my top 5 rankings whenever the new ones come out, and tell me what you think about this fun look. I thought, hey, let's do something fun today. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely be looking for more coming soon because I'm not going to be able to put that palette down. I see so many different combinations of things that I want to create with that palette. It was so difficult to pick out what I wanted to do today, but I'm glad I went with this because this was super fun. Remember, I have a code with Nomad. If you use my code, it's 10% off. It is affiliated, and I absolutely appreciate it so very, very much every time you guys use my codes. It's always code debutante with every single brand that I have a code with, whether it be affiliated or non-affiliated, it's always debutante. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope that you guys all have a blessed day. Take care. Bye-bye.